Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Where are we trying to end from? Let everybody know that we live. We have a special guest this morning on. We have Dr. Bowe from Oklahoma on this morning, one of our team members. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about wealth strategies. So let me know when you're on. Chime in. Let's see. We'll do the comments here. Show. Nope, don't show. Shantae and Dr. Bowe. Yes, we have Dr. Bowe on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, those are my alerts. You have to excuse my alerts because I am still trading this morning. Good morning, Todd. Where you guys, where you chiming in from? We need you to come on and join us this morning as we have a conversation about some wealth strategies. We just want to talk to you briefly this morning. Dr. Bowe is from Oklahoma, and he's a medical professional. He's a doctor, and he trades Forex at the same time. And we're going to talk to him briefly on how Forex, he's doing both things. And we thank him and really appreciate everything that he's doing. He's one of the frontliners. We appreciate his service and, everything that he's doing. He's at the hospital right now as we speak. But he wanted to take the time out to come on and participate. And I really, really am grateful for that. So you guys hop on. Let me know where Pensacola, Florida, Arizona is on. All right. Come on in. Make sure you start a watch party. You should be able to do a watch party from your phone, not from your phone, from your page, and we'll go from there. All right, I just had to get this last trade in. Good morning, everybody. All right, there we go. Let me share this. Do a watch party. Okay, there we go. Notified. All right, so I'm going to bring Dr. Bowe on. I think he was on a call a few minutes ago. Dr. Bowe, are you ready?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you really good.
Great.
Thank you so much for taking your time out. I know you're at the hospital right now, and thank you so much for your service and everything that you're doing. We really, really am grateful for people like you, stepping up and making sure that everybody's safe. So we want to talk to you a little bit about, if you can give us a little bit of history and a little story on your medical profession, as well as now you're trading Forex at the same time. So we want to make sure you get sleep at night, because I heard you say I'm up in the middle of the night trying to trade. But we want you to make sure that you can go in and do what you're supposed to do in the morning. So those presented to some, this is Dr. Bolaji.
Bolaji, yeah.
Bolaji.
Pretty good.
I'll go. Dr. Bowe. This is
Right.
Dr. Bowe. This is my friend. He's one of the leaders on my team, and I really appreciate everything he's doing. So, Dr. Bowe, tell us a little bit about your profession and how you came about trading foreign currency.
Right, sure. So, great, Dr. K. Thanks for having me on. I am actually a board certified urologist. A urologist is a genital urinary surgeon, and I've been in practice since 1997. So wow. I'm getting up in age a little bit, I guess, but but when I practice here in Oklahoma, Southern Oklahoma. I practiced about 6 years in Port Arthur, Texas. That's kind of the south east corner of Texas. And then me and my wife and my daughter moved back to Oklahoma, which is actually where I was raised. I was raised in Oklahoma City. Went to the University of Oklahoma, did most of my training in medicine there and my undergraduate there. My first venturing into trading was really when I first got out of my residency. Like most medical practices, I wasn't very busy, so I had a lot of time, right? The first few, couple of years, I, ventured into options. I was actually pretty successful trading some options, but I dabbled in a little Forex. and then life got busy. Okay. And I kind of handed over, like a lot of us do who are very busy. I handed over, my investments and retirement strategies and whatnot to other people who managed 401ks and those kind of things. Mm-hmm. But I always wanted and always had the desire and actually enjoyed some of the training, and just didn't have the time to really learn what I think I needed to learn with that. So that's how I came about. That's kind of my background. I kind of stumbled across the ECC 11 and U in the last part of last year. I think I joined in October, the group. My team I was signed up out of, I have a business partner in real estate in Little Rock, Arkansas, and he actually signed me up, and Carlos, who signed him. And so he has gotten to talk to you, and Carlos was very helpful. It's the team, once you're part of the team, it's very, they answer questions all times of the night, because my schedule is kind of crazy sometimes, and Carlos would always answer my questions, by text or whatever. I'm very gracious in doing that. So the team really, and with the chats, people really help educate you once you've joined and become part of the Dr. Kathy's team. So we've been doing it for a few months now, and we're very happy.
Well, good. And you're a medical doctor, so
yes.
Would you recommend that Forex everyone should be trading Forex? Now, I'm going to recommend it because I know that it's a biblical principle. We're in this man-made company, and with this God-written skill set, and even with your busy schedule, you still make the time to trade. Let's speak on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I've heard you say many a time, okay, if I can use that phrasing.
Yes, you can.
I've heard you say many times that this is a skill set that people should have. And I totally agree with that. And I tell you, since I've been on the team, I've been pushing this to my nephews and my relatives and whatnot, because, a lot of times they need help, and I help them as much as I can. But it's, if they have the skill set to do this stuff on their own, they're never totally in a bind. I mean, everybody needs help eventually sometimes, but I think this is a skill set that if you have, you can definitely move forward and not have as many valleys and have a few more hills. You know what I mean? So that's. And in medicine, my schedule can be very crazy, but I do get my sleep.
Good. We need you to get that sleep.
I do get my sleep. Sometimes I wonder how much sleep you get.
Not enough. I'm taking off next week.
So I do get my sleep. I don't trade every night, but and I don't trade every morning, but times that I may not be as busy in the morning or something, I'll hop on if you have the breakfast club, or I'll, if I'm up anyway, which happens a lot of times in the middle of the night, I'll, trade a little bit and that kind of thing. So I've been pleased with it, and I think it's something that you can set aside time for and learn to do. And especially with some of the indices things where given trades in the middle of the night before, nighttime, and you just wake up and see if they've executed, and you can follow them that way. So there's a lot of different ways that people can utilize the tools that you've set in place. So
good. So now, like you were saying, you're trying to get your nephews and other family members on board. And God, share this watch, do a watch party, share this feed onto your Facebook page. We're talking to Dr. Bowe this morning, who is a professional medical doctor, and he trades foreign currency. He still makes the time to trade because he has the understanding that Forex is a biblical principle and that everybody should be trading. And like he said, he's trying to get his nephews and others to trade as well. So if he could take time out of his busy schedule to learn a skill set that will help you financially, throughout, your years or set you up for retirement. It's not that he's stopping being a doctor. Because like you were saying earlier, Dr. Bowe, you're a medical doctor.
Mm-hmm.
If you're retired, you still got that skill set. So if
Right.
I say, is there a doctor in the house? I need a doctor.
Yeah.
Even though you're retired, you still have that skill set that you've learned throughout the years and mastered. And this is the same thing with Forex. So whenever you get into a bind or it's a skill set to keep you financially stable, you never lose that skill set.
Correct. Absolutely.
You never lose that skill set.
That's true about any kind of education and any kind of skill set that you obtain. If you if you master those things, and I'm still learning with Forex. I mean, there's a lot of things, but all the tools are there. The teachers are there. You're there, and it's just you're always learning, and you always should want to always be learning.
Right.
And so I just can't say that enough. It is definitely a skill set that, and especially in the largest market, it's the largest market in the world.
Mhm.
And it is larger than the stock market, so it's always moving. And so there's a lot of taking transactions constantly, 6 days a week. So it's important to learn it.
You said something right there. It's larger than the stock market. The foreign exchange market is, exchange, for those that don't know, foreign exchange is where you exchange one currency for another currency, technically trading one economy for another economy. And it is a $6.6 trillion a day industry. Not a week, not a month, not a year, but $6.6 trillion a day. So, surely you can get, something out of the market
Right.
during that time. And
get my little coin out of that, right?
because look, initially when I started, I just wanted to be able to go to the grocery store and buy groceries and not have to add it up. I wanted to go to the mall and shop without having to add it up. And and it was able to do just that because when I first got started in the foreign exchange market, I used to be a real estate agent as well. So when I had a property management company, and when the real estate market crashed, my whole world crashed right along with it. So I had all my eggs in one basket, and the older people tell you don't do that. Don't always put all your eggs in one basket because that basket drop and break, all the eggs break. So, but I thought I had it. I thought I invested in something that everybody needed, and that was the place to stay. Now, of course, I lost all of my properties during that time. I struggled for 7 years. But this was first presented to me back in 2006, 2007. And the opportunity came back again in 2016 for me. So that was a 10-year gap. I missed my season. So when it came back this time, I was able to catch my season. And so, unlike you, Dr. Bowe, I'm almost sure, you were always told, go to school, get a good job, get a good education so you can get a good job.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good job. I mean, it's a taxing job, but you got a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But it did not give me or teach me how to make money work for me. And as you can see, I have all the degrees. I kept going to school. I don't know about you, but it took me 30 years to get a PhD. It took me 30 years. And I kept going to school. That's all I knew to do was keep going to school to get a good job. Keep going to school to get a good job. But then this came across to where I was able to enroll in a university, and I'm saying a university because this is known in 120 countries. Now, for those that don't know, Dr. Bowe is from Nigeria. So if all my Nigerian friends are on here and you want to connect with Dr. Bowe to get signed up, hey, he's a professional in the medical field and now in the Forex field. Y'all connect to him. Go to his Facebook page. He's on my team. So if you're connected to him, you're connected to me. So, with all of that, this is the first academy that I have enrolled in where they teach you how to make your money work for you. Now we were military, so we were overseas a lot, and we was going to different countries and everything. But I know when we went on their economy to shop, we had to have their dollar. So during that time, we were exchanging money, but didn't realize what we were doing. All I knew was, hey, the dollar was worth more than the marks back then in Europe. And we would just go exchange the money and go on the economy and just shop like crazy. But now, if I knew then what I know now, I was exchanging money during that time, but didn't even realize I was participating in the foreign exchange market with the currency. So what we teach you is how to buy and how to sell. And Dr. Bo, you've been around for a minute. Me and you are probably around the same age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we see things happen. And I really didn't, I never paid attention to economic cycles until I got hit. And I'm grown now. So, and when it hit me, a couple 10 years ago, I knew it was always coming, but it was like a wake up call for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen this before. What would you say?
Yeah. So I couldn't agree with you more. It has been, I've always kind of been a economics nerd a little bit. So, I love business. Another thing I did when I was first went into practice, actually, with another group of physicians, we started angel investing. We invested in different startup companies in our community and that kind of thing. Divested of a lot of that and started some real estate things too. But when the recession hit, it was very interesting. It made a believer out of me because my retirement, other people are managing this, and I'm thinking, okay, I need to get out of this market. Well, a lot of retirement plans are set up to the point where you cannot get in and out of anything in a rapid fashion. It was locked in. So I had to ride this 30 to 40% decrease in my retirement value in the manner of 2 months. And I could not get out.
Yep.
Right. So
crying and fussing and calling them every day.
Yeah. And it was crazy. I remember I had invested even in some metals at the time, not indices, but just regular, buying options on metals. And I couldn't reach my broker. And I'm thinking, what in the world is going on here? And so at the end of that, it woke me up to a lot of different things. Like it woke me up to real estate, but it woke me up to these retirement plans and how much money you're taking all the risk a lot of the time, and you can't control the risk.
Right.
And I think that, and I still have the traditional retirement kind of things, but I just think I'm 55 now. If this had happened, if the recession happened when I was 60,
oh yeah,
that time to make that up,
yes.
Or if it happened when I was 64 or 63, that's just lost years of potential or capital and whatnot. So that another wake up call. That was another wake up call just to learn. I need to learn how to do what Dr. Kathy has been teaching us to do. And it's just, and I will tell you, Dr. Kathy, and my wife will probably get me, but I have spent a fair amount of money on education, on investments and what I have. This E.F.E.C 11 has taught me more at a 10th of the cost of the education that I have spent in other places. And I've made more money learning how to use the E.F.E.C 11 and scalping and using the Forex trading that I think I may have sent you an email a few months ago and just telling you how much my account, I just put some play money and just telling you how much my accounts were just increasing consistently. And my goal is to beat my 401k manager. Okay, which is not going to be hard to do.
That's a good goal to beat.
That's my challenge to him. I'll beat you in the return here with what I know now.
That's a good goal. That right there. And I'm like you. I spent a lot of money throughout the years trying to find what was recession proof and what was consistent.
Yes.
What was consistent? No ups and downs, just consistent. Even if it went down, I needed to know how to make money in there because like you said, when mine was going down, and I'm like, hey, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Give me my money. I'm out. And they was like, you're gonna get penalized. I'm already penalized. I done lost everything. Right. They're gonna charge you. I was like, you're already charging. That's fine. Just give me what's left. Because I refused to go down to zero, and it was like $2,000. But I took it. I mean, but for me to work all that time to see it dwindle down to 20 years, I'm talking about 20 years.
Yeah.
Dwindle down to like $2,000. I began to say, okay, I need to empower myself.
Yes.
Yeah. I need to know what they're doing. And I need to do it better than what they're doing. I need to find something. And I kept, dibbing and dabbling in everything, trying to figure it out, paying for this and, constantly taking extra classes, side classes, things like that. And when I found this, it empowered my family.
Yes.
And then so it helped me to be able to come out and educate our communities a little bit more on some things that are not being taught in school. And not being taught. Because like you said, if this happened when I was like 60, and there's some people that's in their 60s and 70s that are still having to work. I know of an RN that's 70 years old that is still working. And they, they shouldn't be at that age. In my mind, I don't plan to do none of that, during that time. But then I got to think about it. Some people work just to keep their mind going, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But they shouldn't have to work because they have to, because then it gets 70 years or 60 some years. If this had happened then, and I'm still paying a mortgage, what am I going to do?
Right.
So this is one of the wealth transfers, guys. For those that don't know, I am Dr. Kathy Kirkland, but I'm a doctor of philosophy. Okay. Not a medical doctor. And this is Dr. Bowe. And both of us take the time out. Once we got empowered, by educating ourselves, by enrolling into this academy. If you knew what our tuition fees were to get to where we're at now, and he working his, I don't work in mine. He working his field, but the tuition that we had to pay to learn this skill set is priceless compared to anything else. And I admonish you to get back with the person that invited you on. Make sure that you share the feed. I don't want to take up too much of Dr. Bowe's time. Dr. Bowe is a medical doctor. For those that are just hopping on, he's a medical doctor, and he's in his office right now. He's a part of my team. Get back with him if you see it on his Facebook page, or if you want to get with him. He's a professional doctor, and he is not letting it stop him from learning a skill set that could set him and his family up for the rest of their lives. And you heard his challenge. His challenge is to outdo his broker that's handling his 401k. So we want you to learn this skill set. This is part of the wealth transfers. Dr. Bowe, thank you so much for hopping on. I told you I wouldn't take up too much of your time because I know you're a busy man, and I want your full attention on the patients. And thank you so much for being one of the frontliners out there, helping the communities and educating them and empowering them, and even physically and mentally. Thank you so much for all that you do. We appreciate you. We love you. I am so glad you are a part of my team. Thank you so much. So, guys, that's the feed. Dr. Bowe, you want to leave us with some closing comments?
Sure. Just thank you. I want to thank you again, and just think about what you can afford to do and what you can't afford to do. A lot of times people say, well, I don't have the money to do that. That's exactly the reason that you should. Because if you're in, if you cannot afford basically what I consider fairly minimum to join, and you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s, that is exactly the reason you need to do that. So you can be able to do things when you see it and you want to do it. So it's good to take a challenge, and you got to reach out there. And it's, like I said, it is a skill set that our community really needs to learn, and all communities really need to learn, take advantage of this, and help us through this time. Okay.
Thank you so much. You heard it from my very own Dr. Bowe. You guys have a great day. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.